Long time no see. We have filmed videos, but they haven't come up to you, so sorry about that. How are you? How have you been? Happy spring. We are headed into May.
Wow, we haven't been here in a while.
Yep.
Well, Victoria's been busy finishing up her internship for her grad program.
Yeah.
And that is very, very demanding. 3 children.
No daycare. And Kris has been traveling.
Yeah.
We've been just doing the most. I've been traveling.
Yeah. We have been busy. But we went to Stitch West last weekend and we saw some of our friends in person. Hello, everyone. And that was amazing.
It was amazing.
It was fabulous.
It was
and Jensen
perfect
went too.
weather. Jensen had his first airplane ride.
Yeah, he did. He did.
In first class. He flies with style.
Yes, that was Jim's present to us.
Yeah.
Right?
And he did amazing on the way home. He slept the entire flight.
Both flights he did great. Even though he was awake, he was fine.
But he wasn't on the way back. So
right, I know.
He did great.
Totally stacked out. Totally.
And he would have done better like we planned it, but we sat on the airplane for an hour.
Yeah, the timing on the way out.
Yeah, so it was perfect timing. I just want you to know that. It just
Was it perfect timing? Yeah.
Wasn't quite.
And he did great meeting all those wonderful women and new friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a lot of room full of grandmas and aunties.
Yes.
Yes. So we had so much fun. We'll tell you all about it. And all of our endeavors and how it went at the end. But we've been doing some stitching.
Yeah.
Do you want to show what you've been working on, Kris?
I would love to show what I've been working on.
Okay, guys, strap in. This is going to be a long one.
I actually have a lot of whips in the last month.
And a lot of finishes.
And finishes. So I'm going to start with
an oldie.
I finished this last Easter.
Fully finished it.
It's Leela Studios Easter Parade,
which I love. It comes in 4 in a book.
And I have both books, and this is the Strawberry Girl, and then I made it into a pillow. So I had it on display this Easter. Isn't that cute? My hope had been to do one at least a year, but that was done. And then, so that was Leela Studios. This is Primrose Cottage. I may have shown you this before, but this is a finish of the Spring Quaker.
Is that the called for?
It is the crocus. And then if you notice, the year is supposed to be here. But instead of the year, I just added a little bit here, and then I flipped this corner just to make the corners even, so then it's not dated. But I really love these Quakers. Oh, it's like my new thing is these Quakers. I just don't know how I'm going to finish it, because I finished the Valentine one already.
Is that the one you had to fudge? The Valentine one.
The Valentine one is had to fudge, right. And I put that like a permanent finish in a frame. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, because I would like to do the other Quakers. Isn't that pretty with the variegation? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's very subtle variegation.
Yes, it's very pretty. Then,
is that on 14 or 16?
This is on 14 count white.
Yeah, okay.
White Ada. And then we went to Stitch West, as we mentioned, and Shepherd's Bush was the designer, and the hotel for the event and where we stayed was across the street from Shepherd's Bush. So we spent daily trips to Shepherd's Bush. And as you know, they design the little mesh bag designs, and I bought this, started it, and finished it. And it's the little mini bag. It's not the bigger bag. So that's my second bag finish. As you know, I finished the Christmas Joy.
The bigger
one. The bigger one that Carol had given me as a gift. Isn't that cute? Don't you love the buttons? So that made me feel very successful.
And Kris just bought the kit for that. They have them kitted up there.
Some of them, yeah, they did.
But not a ton, but
right.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about your finish before we go on? Or?
No, we can do all of yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I have a pile of whips.
She debagged them for you.
I debagged them just to be more efficient on the time. So Okay, I'll just start at the top. This is in no particular order.
In no particular order?
Yeah, that one too.
Nose.
I started this on Good Friday. I could not believe that it was so apropos. This is a new designer to me, Darlene Dion Designs, and I got this on Etsy.
It's really hard to see.
It's hard to see. It says, oh, it's only on Sunday that Friday makes sense. It's obviously about Easter. Yeah, and I did not do it on that dark of fabric. Oh, that is the problem about me pulling things out. I just did a Good Friday start. And this is on Fiber on a Whim. I think it's mocha. And it's 16 count. Dude, I love how the pink and the green look on there and this blue. And it just had a little bit more subtle take. You know, it's not like bright.
Mm-hmm. So did you change the colors?
No, I just changed the fabric.
Okay,
the
okay, that's what
colors. No, the colors are the same, but I think they show up better than the sample, the picture.
Yeah.
But they're the same colors.
Okay.
Oh, and I did make a change. I forgot. You can't even see it. There's a border around this saying on the design, and I decided not to do that because I'm just going to put it in a frame or something for Easter. So that was a Good Friday start. Then I was evaluating my projects about what projects I was going to take with me to Stitch West. So I had to work on a couple more challenging projects to see if I could actually do them when other people were like around, and decided no, I couldn't. But I did then therefore make some progress on those. And this first one is...
While you were at home. Is that what you're saying?
Well, this was all at home, right? I was working on a lot of different things, trying to see what would be easy to work on when other people were around.
And this was not one of them.
And this was not one of them, but I thought I wanted to try it anyway. And this is the original year celebration by Hands On Design. I think this was, like came out monthly initially, but now there's a chart that has all 12 months in them. And I am on January, I'm doing it on 32 count linen. What's this called? Little petty point? What is this?
I think, yeah.
With the white dots. So I did get January.
Is it finish?
No.
Okay.
There's a whole, no. I finished
It
the
looks
white
close.
snowflakes.
Yeah.
Now there's a whole snowman.
Oh.
So there's another half to go. But I finished January and all this over here and those white snowflakes, which for me, being in it, not very experienced on 32 count linen, I was really struggling. And then I said, okay, I love this chart, and I'm doing it, by the way, I shall unclip this. I am doing it long.
On a scroll.
Yeah, I am doing it long because I saw the sample in Tamar's Heirlooms, an example of its model stitched up, and it was beautiful long, and I have the perfect place in our family room for a long piece to fit. Right next to the patio door to the left.
Sure.
Anyway.
Isn't that where the tree goes?
Yeah, but it would be up, not necessarily at Christmas time.
Okay.
Everything gets changed over at Christmas time in this house, just to let you know. So then I thought, oh well, I'll try again.
Another
and
polka dot.
I do love this petty point, but this one is on an even weave. This is not linen.
And so is it easier?
Yes, much easier.
Okay.
I think my problem with the linen is when it goes thin and then thick, thin and then thick. And I question myself, like, was that really two? So for every stitch, I'm counting, like, I'm like spending a lot of time evaluating my choice.
Right.
Where on even weave, so this is Lindy Stitch's little stranger bird sampler for Maisie. And I've made a lot of progress, I think, since I saw you last.
Look at the pretty balloons.
I love the balloons, and I'm doing it 1x. I'm using the called for fancy floss, and I'm doing 1x over 1x at a time, I should say. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, so crossing it to get the variegation.
Correct. And this
but
is
it's
30
two threads
right,
over.
This is 32 count
over two.
but Lugana.
Or one thread over two.
2 threads over 2 strands over 2 threads. That's why it's taken me But I'm faster on the Lugana than I am on the linen because I don't question myself as much.
And it
'cause I
goes
can
all
see
the way
it.
down too, like you have more border going down. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta get her whole name in. Well, I just have big white.
Does it give
storage
you
to
the
do.
full alphabet and the chunky letters?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So here's the design. And see, there's the, I don't know. I started in the, this is not how big it's gonna be.
Okay,
I got
yeah.
enough fabric if I wanted to do the other piece in here. Shh, someone's sleeping in here.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, no, that's not true.
That's your thumb. That's good, honey.
Okay, and then I was very busy on this. This is Primrose Cottage by Katie, I believe, designed this. And this is seasonal sampling spring. And I know I've showed you before, but I've made a lot of progress. Hiya, buddy. Hi, sweetie. I made a lot of progress on this. I could finish this. You think I could finish this?
So pretty.
Isn't it pretty? It's on 14 count Aida. And it's on. So look at her. Oh, you can see in the camera the hoop rip marks, but so
What needle minder is that?
keep calm and stitch on. It's from StitchCon on there
Oh.
one time. There we go. How's that?
Such a good saying. Keep calm and stitch on.
Yeah. So there we are. There are. I could confess to 2 mistakes in here. Should I? This tree should have been the darker brown, and it's not.
Wait for me.
No, I know. This tree should have been the darker brown, and it's not. It's the light brown. And there might be 1 stitch off in the border.
Oh no.
Heart be still.
Does it not match? Match up?
It did. I just
Oh.
shortened the column.
Okay. Maybe
Is that
it doesn't
my
have
hand?
the milk.
This is my Mary Poppins Quaker.
Oh, loving it.
Yep, by Ori TM. Quaker Fantasies. Again, I'm getting addicted to these Quakers, and I have still more progress.
Every time I say Quakers, I think of shakers. Isn't that a thing? Quakers
Shaker?
are shakers? Aren't there shaker
shake-
people?
There are. I think so.
What's
yeah.
the difference between a Quaker and a shaker?
I don't know about the shaker.
Isn't that a people? A group of people? Shakers.
Well, that's a design.
I know,
Shaker
shaker
design.
cabinets, because I think they like Amish.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
If you know the difference between a shaker and a Quaker, let us know in the comments down below.
Yeah. So this is my progress. So I keep working away at it. This is blue corn, which I switched out for whatever color that was supposed to be. And look at my little clay needle minder. Tori gave me Mary Poppins.
She's beautiful.
I love working on this fabric. This
She
is
is beautiful.
16 count French latte or something.
Antique.
What's the one? I don't know. It's a very
it probably
popular
has
one.
a sticker on it.
Oh wait, it might.
Because it's like the full piece. Maybe? I thought at one point
It's
it had
probably in
the
my
sticker.
project bag. I apologize. So there we go. That's how big it's gonna be. I started up in the corner.
Tiny. Gosh,
Well, it
that's
might
gonna
be-
look so good in the kids' room.
It's gonna look beautiful.
Because she has 2 rooms for the kids. They don't
They're both thematic.
they don't look like so kiddie, but
Mary Poppins is in
the
both
Mary
rooms.
Poppins is on the border and the walls.
And then I've been working on my Erin Elizabeth Stitchy Tier, and
These she can pop out in 2 days.
when
If that's the
focus.
only thing she works on.
Right. So I've made a lot of progress. I'm not sure
And
if
you've restarted this.
I've restarted it on an 18 count.
You restarted it 3 times?
Yes. Yeah, I did.
Oh god, it's awful to restart something.
Oh
3
yes,
times.
but I love this fabric.
This is the perfect.
18 count.
It's like a green. It's a little more
It's fiber on a whim. It's like,
bluey green.
yeah, it's like pistachio. So the only thing is, there is this spool
One
right
color,
here is
yeah.
going to be very close, so I might have to darken that. But that's my progress. I love it that I can see the white.
Yeah. First we couldn't see the white, then she changed the color, then she didn't like the color she changed it to, then just So many different things.
At least it was, yes. Okay, this is my, okay, so I did the Lindy Stitches Nash Stash, which was to start Nashville pieces.
Yeah.
Start-a-thon, which I don't know how other people did it. I started one of my Nashville needlework market purchases, and that was the Nativity Tiny Town, which I love, love, love. And here's something different. I started this, so I don't know if you can see these colors. I mean, obviously they're a little bit more rustic colors than I usually stitch with. It doesn't even look like that picture. Oh, wrong chart.
I was like, I think
I was
there's
looking on the back, right? I am doing this on a linen Aida.
Which sounds wrong.
It sounds wrong, but they explained to me at Tamara's Heirlooms, it's linen fibers, but the weave is the Aida weave, and it's 16 count.
So it's like a 16 count linen, you might say.
Right. But and I can, like, so I'm going 2 threads over 1 hole. And there's my start from the Nash Stash start that weekend. Which, if you haven't done any of those events, they're very fun because you can come on when you can, depending on your schedule. On this one, there were 3 different talks with 2 different designers on each talk, which I just think is fabulous. It's like hearing from the stars, you know, when they're being asked about things. Okay, so then one of the next few things are things that I worked on at Stitch West, because I too wanted to start. I wanted to work on some things that were easier, which is this Stitch Rovia, Emma Congdon, Everything is Better with Magic. I just printed out the picture because I put it on my iPad.
That's new.
Oh, that's new. I have started to use my iPad for charts, and for me, it's a game changer. I can see the charts so easily. I mean, I guess like how my contacts work, it's right at the correct distance. I can look down and stitch and see, maybe cheaters just to help a little bit, see the chart and watch TV at the same time. I am
There's
so
other features
excited.
you like too.
There's other features like, well, like the next chart.
So zooming in and out.
Zooming in and out. The legend is right there on each page. I haven't gotten to a point where I've needed to mark it up. But you can, and then once you download it, like I could use it on the plane without having to worry about it being on the internet or whatever. It was on my device.
Yeah, and then it does the % done if it's a
PDF.
PDF.
If you mark it, yeah. You have to mark it for it to calculate, right? It does a lot of other things.
Can do a grid for you.
Oh yes, because it can import a picture as well as a regular PDF. So if you import it, it somehow knows there's a chart there, and it'll give you the option to like lay over a grid on it. And so then you have your, 10 lines, squares. So anyway, I took this to work on at our retreat, and I just got a little bit done on it. The orange of the words, everything is. So these are very variegated. If you know her designing, you can see in the purple on these letters. So I just got up closer. So I just got the orange in, and I did not use a fabric as dark as the model. I used cornflower, and this is 16 count too, I think. Oh, this might be 18 count actually. It's small. 18 count. It's 18 count. Yeah, that's 18 count fiber on a whim, cornflower. Another one of my favorites. And then, speaking about spring mingles, I signed up. Speaking about Lindy Stitches and Nash Stash, I signed up for the Spring Mingle, and I signed up for Kathy Haberman's class for this bee.
This is so pretty.
This bee's got knees. She's going to show us how to do that cushion finish, and those
like a mini mattress.
Right? It is like, yes, it's somewhere half between. Yes,
she's like and a mattress,
right. And these 3 things are stitched on perforated paper. I didn't take the perforated paper to start with me at Stitch West because that would be too hard to do. But I actually bought the kit from Lindy Stitches for it. Or wherever, yes. And so this was 16.
Is that the fabric that came with the kit?
I had a choice.
Oh.
And so this was the closest fabric that she had in stock.
Okay.
And this is a Dirty Ada, which I don't usually use browns. But look how amazing the colors look on this. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, it pops so much. So I know you don't have to have it done for this upcoming weekend when the retreat is, but it would be nice to have it done.
Is it fun? It looks fun.
It's very fun.
Yeah.
And and if you notice, Kathy's designs are always so detailed. I mean, I've done several others, and I learned this tip from one of our friends this past weekend, is she threads a lot of different needles, so she can just, pull up the next needle without having to rethread the same needle 5 times.
Yeah.
So that made it go a little bit more fast, a little faster.
I feel like you used to do that.
I used to do that when I
With that
did
circle
dimensions.
thing.
Yes, the little thing, because I used to do a lot of dimensions kits, and there was a wheel, I think it's by Clover or something, where you could thread, I don't want like 8 needles and use that. I don't remember if I've even got that tool anymore, but I like that these were just in this little pincushion, but I didn't put all the colors on there. I just picked an area and put like 4 colors on there, because it gets a little confusing if it's too many. And then I had seen Kathy do I think it was a Facebook, or it was an Instagram live, just about a tip, because this will have 4 points that look like this. She recommended marking the top so you don't lose your way. But I would not have said that I like this fabric just from the color. But when you see these stitches on this,
it's beautiful.
it is amazing. And then I put it up like against my walls, and it actually doesn't look bad with the gray walls downstairs. Like in my brain, it doesn't look like a dingy brown.
No, it's like a soft,
Yeah, it's not dyed or anything.
soft bunny brown.
Yeah, it's very very
it's
fun.
called Dirty Ada?
It's called Dirty Ada.
Okay.
I wouldn't have thought I would like something called dirty. Okay, so then I made a little bit more headway on my Christmas present from Victoria. I practically perfect in every way. And this is on Fibrilla Beanstalk. And
which is more blue than green, but it is called Beanstalk.
it is, yes, it is, definitely. And there's my progress, just filling in her dress at the moment. Which, I gotta take a picture of this and get it on
Your iPad?
my iPad, because I don't have the chart here. Just when it's so much fill in, And then I have one more. Wow,
this was
I've been
fun.
busy, and this is very fun. So I decided, with absolutely no good reason, I decided to join the Historical Sampler Company's, is it called Garden Sal? I think it's called Garden Sal. The Secret Garden Stitch Along, sorry. Secret Garden Stitch Along.
Not even close.
I know, sorry. And there is, with part 3, just came out on Monday. What day is this? This is Wednesday. So part 3 is coming out. I was finished part 1 before part 2 came out, and I'm almost done part 2. Would have made it if I hadn't just jumped around, but I only have a little bit more to do on part 2, and then I'll be up to speed. Isn't that cute? I just love these colors. I am doing another birdhouse. You'd think I like birds or whatever, but there's no birds in this. But look at these flowers. Do you see those? Can you tell these colors? Look at these colors. I just love it. And this was a very good one to start, to take to Stitch West, because I put all the brown lines in, so then I could talk as I filled in the white. And there's going to be a little fox over here, a little squirrel over here. I just can't wait. And then just all the flowers are just so unique. So there's like a Coravelle or something. I'll show you the chart again, and then look at the new pink flowers.
So I was just saying that Kris was stitching on that piece on the way there and the way back, because I had Jensen. And the flight attendant was so friendly on the way back. And I was looking at her stitches and saying, isn't this so cute? and then just kept pouring up her wine glass. I said, well, we'll see how those stitches look at the end. But okay, on Instagram I keep getting this ad, and it's called like flying stitches or something, and they're like perforated paper, it looks like, or it's cross stitch, but it's printed, and like all these flight attendants are like cross stitching. Is like the ad for it.
Then they don't have to read a chart, just follow what's on the...
Right, it's because it's printed.
Kind of like needlepoint, it's painted.
Right, but this is, I think, full X's. Right. So she got a lot of progress on those.
Yes, I did.
Okay, and then I have a start and a finish as well.
Yoo-hoo!
Which is pretty crazy, So I did... so I wanted to do a shepherd's bush piece because shepherd's bush was the piece at the retreat. Oh, I've been writing like 21 papers and finishing my internship, and we don't have daycare anymore, and my life is just blown up, so I haven't been stitching at home, but we stitched when we went to a trip. Yes, we did. So I picked out, before the retreat started, we went over to Shepherd's Bush, and I saw these little bags. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. And I picked this one. It says, I count, which is both an affirmation and a fact about cross stitch. You know, because we count. This was on a green bag with purple accents. Now, green's not really my color, but teal is. And purple's not really my color, but teal and yellow are. So I changed the colors. Oh, and this is my first time doing pearl cotton and my first time stitching on a bag. So I got the teal bag, and then I changed the colors, and then like in the center of these flowers was supposed to be like one white stitch, and I was like, I'm just leaving that off. White comes through the back. And then I changed like where it was purple, it's teal. I changed the greens, and there was a lighter purple, and I changed that to yellow. So there's my start and finish.
The bags are very satisfying.
And then Kris did sew on the beads for me.
Buttons
and beads.
Hold that up closer so they can see that cute little bead.
They saw it. They saw it. I held it up tight. Nice and tight.
Good job.
Jensen, good job. You helping? And he was very popular. You were a popular boy.
He was such a good boy.
And we got in a rhythm by the end. We got some good naps in there, and he was such a trooper on having a weird bedtime and all that. So that was my start and finish. And then Mom bought this bag. Do you know where you bought this from?
No.
So she liked it because it had flamingos. I also got a purchase from Nashville, and that is Silver Creek Samplers Cross Stitch Cardio, which I just love. We had already picked out, so we had this chart and we had this fabric. Now this is gonna look like nothing, so just warning you. This fabric is called, no idea, but it's a 16 count.
Fiber on a whim.
Fiber on a whim, maybe. And this is my center start. So it's like the R of cardio.
Okay.
And it's like the first blue is in. Now what I really should do is write top on the top up for the bottom. You know what I mean for this, because I don't know. I mean, I can figure it out a little bit better, but I really wanted to try to stitch on everything I brought, and I really, really wanted to start this chart, so this was like high on my priority list. As we always do at any stitch retreat, you never stitch as much as you hope to or you think you are. Well, but also,
we hadn't seen our friends in a year, and Victoria 18 months, so.
Oh, these are made especially for you by Michelle Walker. These bags.
Thank you.
Yeah, that and Jensen. Well, you know, he wasn't exactly happy to be put down, which is kind of a new thing for him, but
we had a toy that helped. He had some leg room.
Yeah, he just didn't want to be on that. He just wanted to be sitting with us. Is that yours?
Yeah.
Is that yours? Okay, so I stitched on that. And then, okay, I don't know about you guys, but if I have a serious mistake that I've made, timeout. The project goes to timeout.
Okay.
And so that had happened to me a couple months ago when I had been stitching on my country cottage, which is like Country Cottage Needleworks Monthly Mini Village. I had been stitching on January, which I don't even have the cover picture of. And I was working on brown, which is like wah wah, like not even a fun color. And I messed up the word January, like the whole word was wrong. And so I was like so sad, and I like couldn't look at it anymore. So I hadn't stitched on it since January. And so I put it aside, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna stitch. I wanted to stitch on everything I brought. So I brought this pattern, and the only thing I did, which I don't know the last time I showed you guys, but the only thing I did was frog all of the word January and get the J and the A in. So it's
pretty on that
now
fabric.
on the right position.
The green looks great, so you got the green in.
Yes, because so I stopped with the January, and then I was like, I'm gonna do another color. But that wasn't this trip. This trip I just frogged January and then put it back where it belongs. Okay, this is a beige brown. It's looking a little greeny, but that is the full length side to side. And I'm ready to get, the end of January will be the end of that color, and then I can start doing some more colors. But now I'm realizing it's May. I'm already so behind.
I think
it's just really funny because everyone's like, oh, are you just like enjoying maternity leave? Like as if I'm just like
sitting and doing
twiddling my thumbs.
Yeah, and eating bonbons. Right?
Yeah, I'm like, yes, I'm enjoying it, but never a dull moment. So I did that at Stitch West. Basically all this is at Stitch West, just to be honest. Which was always so exciting because Kris would hold the baby for a little bit, or we could very gingerly lay him if he was taking a nap in the stroller.
Yeah, he did great. He really did great.
Yeah, for me,
we had little blocks of time.
Yeah, we would just like take turns essentially stitching.
Yes, and when we took Maisie, she was only 3 months old, so we had a lot more stitching time.
Yeah.
Because all she did is eat. Is that all you brought?
Eat, poop, and sleep. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, and then this is not a lot of progress either, but I'm gonna show it to you because I did really touch a lot of projects.
Right.
So then
enable somebody about these cool charts.
That's right. Then I stitched on my country cottage. I think that's what it is. Nope, little house. See, every time I think I'm getting it right, I'm not. So this is Little House Needleworks Hometown Holiday series, and this is the ice cream shop. My best girlie Steph got this for me and Kev. We all stitched, what was the first one?
Music store.
Music store. And so now we're working on the ice cream shop. I'm making some good headway. I finished the
That's beautiful.
door. I think I need to put in a couple red berries, but the front door is finished. This is on an 18 count Grace Notes fabric? No. I forget what it's called. Steph got it for me. But 18 count gray. It's like a gray color. There it is. It's so cute. So I've just been like trying to complete like the lower windows. And then at one point I had started filling in the little roof or overhang kind of thing. Awning, and I got bored. So I stopped doing that.
There's your hoop from something.
A hoop from something. I really should take these hoops off. You can see they're getting like indented, but so that's that. Okay, that's 3. Well, it's technically 4 because I had my start and finish.
Right.
So technically 4.
Hey, Mr. Bubbles, what you doing?
And then I stitched on, because we were at Stitch West, I stitched on my birdhouses Auf de Nashwa? Stop it. How do you say it?
Auf de Nashwa.
Auf de Nashwa. Jardin Privé. This is old now. Stitch West, Stitch Along, but I haven't been, and I said, oh, if I'm going, I'm gonna stitch on it. And I just love the colors.
The whole thing is
I love the whole
adorable.
thing, yeah. But all I did was put in, oops, I'm dropping something. These little birdie friends holding each other.
Oh, that's so cute.
I was like, I'll put those little guys in. And this is on Picture This Plus stream, I think 16. I think it's stream. So I have like the first section done, and then I moved on to the second. Oh, look at those little birdies. Oh, they're so cute. So that was fun. They're just missing their tufts of hair and their legs.
They're adorable.
That's the back stitch. See, and then I pull it out and I'm like, I just want to stitch on that.
I know, that was what Stitch West does to you. Get you pumped up.
Oh no, sorry. This is on a 16 count Grace Note fabrics called Colleen. Or Colleen. However you say her daughter's name. That is that color. Okay, then next, let's see what else I have. Okay, I stitched on these two, but I just don't remember where I left off showing you, so I'm going to show you anyways.
Right. That's good.
Because, yeah, these two I brought, but didn't get to stitch on. Oh, wait, 3.
But you've stitched on them.
Probably since you've seen them.
Right.
Yeah. So the first one is the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Winter Waddleland, which I really adore. So pretty. And this is on an opalescent. We really got to get better at the fabric. This is like a purpley gray color we had from our stash. God bless you, God bless you. I'm thinking
Probably Live and Die LA, because that's where we buy a lot of our
opalescence, yeah. And I have God bless you.
God bless you.
I think the pollen here, I don't know if all my kids are allergic, but Maisie or Zoe walked in with a red eye and Jancy's sneezing and I don't know what's going on. So I have 3 penguins partial and 1 more started. And there's a pond there, but you can't really see it. But I'm really loving it. And the fabric sparkles. You can kind of see that fabric sparkling. And this I'm just kind of hopping all over around. This one has no rhyme or reason.
Just for the fun of it.
Just when I get bored, I'm like, I want to see something else. And then I was like, oh my God, that's not right. But that one little penguin on top is like hiding.
Oh, right.
I was like, that's not going to be a full penguin.
Always tell me that.
But that one is really one of my favorite bags my mom made me.
Thank you.
Love this fabric. We decided at Stitch West something exciting. Didn't we?
We're in discussion about it.
It's up for discussion, but Kris loves making project bags. Correct?
I'm enjoying it, yes.
And so I said when she retires, she should just be a vendor. The project bags go like hotcakes. They go like hotcakes. So I told her
and
she
I
should
love
do
fabric.
that. And she has always loved fabric. I said she should be a vendor when she retires. Then she can just fuel her hobby, you know? Okay, so that I stitched on, and then I stitched on my sea otters. This is from the Blue Flower called Summer Valentine. I want to be with you in the sea. And this is on Frost. Yep. And
That's so pretty.
I have the bottom done, all the lettering, and I moved up to my bodies, otter bodies. Otter bodies. So this is it. Full. And then this part is where I've started to move up into. Now I should have done his pants different. I realize that now. but I didn't realize that then. So, and I am crossing each row. That's why everything looks striped. And then the last thing I did is I did start my hedgehog, the Velvet Pink Pear hedgehog from Stacy Nash.
Cute.
And I'm just color completing, basically.
Oh, that's a lot of progress.
So there's
awesome.
my hedgehog. That's okay. So you can see he's kind of coming along. This is all his spiky bits, his tummy and his head. And so, yeah.
That's a lot of progress.
He's
That looks
coming along.
great. I love it when he takes shape.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
He's got shape.
So we're on color number 2 for that one.
Love it. Yay, mommy. Yay, mommy.
And that's with Weeks Dye Works. All over dyes. And crossing every X.
That's bag I made you.
This is a bag she made. And
For Easter.
For Easter. And this little bunny.
Little bunny. Little bunny.
Which is cute. And this fabric's pretty too.
Little bunny foo-foo. Little bunny
So I
foo-foo.
stitched on that.
Yay, mommy.
And I think that's all my stitching, but wow.
Yay. Good job.
Wow. Sometimes I only put 10 X's in at a time.
It's all good.
Yeah, 10 X's. Hi, we're back again. You don't know that. We just took a pause, so I hope right now you refresh your drink. You put your feet up, because we're going to keep on keeping on. Get ready. Okay, we're going to talk about Stitch West Spring 2025. So, we went. Okay, so it was Jensen's first trip, which now I've taken 2 of my babies to cross stitch retreats. Just when they're this little and attached to me physically, you know, it's a little hard. So, okay, so we left Wednesday and the conference started Friday. Retreat started Friday. So we had like extra time and we left in the morning. And we get on the plane and they're like, well, there's a technical issue. With everything that's been going on in the news, I'm like, fix the issue. Okay, thank you. We'll wait here. And then people were about to deboard and then it was fixed.
Right.
But that was an hour of where Jensen was asleep.
Right.
When he was supposed to be asleep, but it was wrong, you know. So then we took off and he did pretty good. And he just discovered like 2 weeks ago that he can make this pterodactyl scream noise. It's very unfortunate that he's decided this is what he's gonna do. But he also says mama, right?
I think he says mama.
Anytime he is in discomfort or hungry, he goes, mama, mama. And that's me.
Yeah,
That's me. So, okay, so then we landed, we got an Uber, everything was swimming, the weather, chef's kiss,
Right.
gorgeous.
Perfect.
Perfect temperature, perfect food, perfect everything.
It really was. And this was at a different location than last year's. This was at the Marriott.
Just down the road.
Yeah, a couple blocks away. The Courtyard by Marriott, right across from Shepherd's Bush.
In Ogden, Utah.
In Ogden, Utah. And it was, the people were so nice that worked there. They had updated like their bistro area. It was great to hang out in. And we, the room where we were stitching was incredible. It was so bright.
So bright. You didn't even need any lights. Do you want to snuggle? We've got a little visitor. Come on over, baby. Okay, it's Miss Maisie.
And there was plenty of room to get between the tables.
The tables were ovals, which ended up being awesome.
It was really, really quite nice. And Steph and Kef always make, Steph and Kef. Jeez.
Kathy and Debbie.
Kef and Debbie always make it so nice. There's giveaways. Debbie had some of her own craft accessories there for sale, which were amazing. I don't think you should put that in his mouth. How'd you get Sophia's in yours? Okay. And that was fun, and it was so fun because Victoria hadn't been to spring last year like I was.
Yes.
So this was her first spring trip to Ogden, Utah. Now we've been to Shepherd's Bush before.
Just the store.
The store, but she hadn't been to the town to hang out. And it's such a quaint little, it's a little town.
Very easy to walk.
Well, we didn't need a car at all. We could walk to every restaurant, every needlework store we
Minus
needed.
the diapers.
Oh yes, we had friends who got the diaper story.
I'm not a bad mom, but I did forget to pack diapers.
Extra diapers.
Yes, I had like 10 diapers in our diaper bag, but then somebody had poo-poo explosion
A couple of times.
and like he hadn't pooped in 2 days. Anyways, so then I sent Kef diapers to her house, but she wasn't coming till Thursday night. So then our friends Kim and Brenda ran and got us diapers, because that is the thing, we could not get to a grocery store. So they're like, we'll just go. It was like a mile away is the
That
closest.
was so sweet. And they brought us back a treat with the diapers.
Very nice.
And Victoria went up a size for this little guy.
For Jensen, yeah, which was very smart. But the first night, we walked to Roosters, and we had dinner with Emmy.
Yep, Mission Stitch.
And she drove in to see us. I'll tag her down below. I'll tag Brenda down below.
And Kim. Does Kim have a?
No, I don't think Kim has a channel.
Oh.
But it was so fun having dinner with her. Like,
Yes.
she's just so warm, so friendly.
And we sat outside. I mean, it was like
It was
a little
good
bit of
until the
sun.
very end. Yeah, it got a little chilly.
Oh, did it get mixed up? Okay, I'll take care of it.
And so that was really fun the first night. Then Thursday, we went to Shepherd's Bush, which was the day before it started. And that's when we saw Kim and Brenda all at Shepherd's Bush. Ran and got us diapers. We had delicious, I mean, I would say it's delicious, breakfast.
Yes.
Pretty much every morning, half the
Yes.
mornings. I had like this kind of like tots with
Tater tots loaded with scrambled eggs. It was
and
made
like a hot
breakfast.
sauce kind of concoction with spring onions. Very, very good.
I had avocado toast with hard-boiled egg. It was amazing.
Yeah. And
Starbucks coffee.
yeah, they had Starbucks coffee there and red wine at night for Kris.
One day. And the plane.
And then, yeah,
You're gonna mix it up.
where they just kept refilling her glass, which was great.
You
So
got it mixed up again.
yeah, so that was Thursday, and so we just kind of got acclimated, hung out with friends.
It was
What did we
really
do Thursday
a great
night?
It was really. That was when we saw Emmy Thursday night, right?
Wednesday night. Right, Thursday night? Who did we go to dinner with Thursday night? That was Slackwater? Yeah, with Judy. Okay, so then our friend Judy and Alexa and Kay and Penny and Carol and Annette and
Marianne.
Mary Jo?
Marianne, I think.
Okay. We all sat and stitched in the lobby, which was actually really nice too. They had really nice tables that we were sitting at, but then they like dimmed the lights for dinner hour. So we just were stitching for a while, and then I had to do a little bit of grad work that I wrapped up. And this weekend's actually my graduation, but I won't be there. It's okay. And that was like a really chill way to start the weekend. And then we went downstairs and got in the room and started stitching, kind of. No, we ran to shopping. We put our stuff down.
Oh, yes.
And then we went right to shopping.
Yeah.
So the setup, so there was like tables of 8. And then they have this gorgeous balloons and like light up sign that said Shepherd's Bush. And then the vendors were like along the back wall.
So you could shop while you're stitching.
Yeah.
Or just sit there and keep shopping all weekend.
And we got
And we
some
did
really cool stuff. And then we had Slackwater pizza.
I mean, we really could have eaten there like every meal.
We could have.
I mean, it was so good.
We had Sonora Grill salads there. That was really, really good.
Yeah, and then we had a Great Harvest lunch one day.
Which we have Great Harvest here, but they don't do.
They don't make sandwiches.
Yeah. They do a couple, but like not, this was like a full menu.
Yeah, and they had a little seating area there too.
Yes,
Does
next
ours?
to a bookstore.
Yeah, does ours have a seating area? I don't think so.
No. Maybe like one table and chairs.
But anything we got in the little restaurant, in the little bistro in the hotel was really good, and they were so nice. You know.
Yep, they were.
Now mix it up.
Now it's very mixed up.
Oh, no.
We're really into slime.
We went to the local amusement farm place today to get our season passes. Of course, it was taking a minute or two to get the cards because they have to issue a card for everybody.
Okay.
It was really hard when there's just toys right there.
They do it on purpose.
They're smart because they actually had some nice stuff for cheap.
Okay.
Like
good.
this slime, which isn't slimy. Does all slime feel like this? Because it doesn't stick
They're
to
all
anything.
different textures.
I know. I was just showing the people. You want me to get the? You want me? Okay. Yeah. Mimi not so good on naps. It's Mimi's fault.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, so then we went shopping.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just stitched.
That's when we got our little bags.
Oh yeah, so the first day at Shepherd's Bush, the Thursday, we got our bags to start. My first time using pearl cotton.
Mm-hmm.
And Kris and I both made a giant rat's nest.
Oh my gosh, we did.
Just the biggest rat's nest of our pearl cotton, trying to get it open. And then 2 days later, the next day,
2 days later,
Kay, who was sitting at our table, was like, can I show you something? There is a very, very simple way to get your pearl cotton ready to go.
and she learned it from Shepherd's Bush years ago.
And then Shepherd's Bush came over Saturday night and presented us with these gorgeous gifts and bags. We'll show you. And they gave a demonstration on how to do that. And we're
Can
like,
I tell you the mess?
we had a rat's
my
nest.
gosh.
Yeah. So maybe one of these days, I don't know if we have any more that are not, you know, done
Opened,
up.
right.
Yeah. But we could show you because it's a game changer. And then Terry and Tina were just so lovely. Just really cool to hear their story. Like the building had been in their family. It was a blacksmith. I missed out on a little bit of that presentation because somebody started to pterodactyl scream. That was you.
Yeah, it was.
You did that.
Just lovely. I mean, they're lovely women.
And then they had like a little class on how to make a little zipper pull.
Yeah.
And that was really fun. I was like, we could make these.
We could make these. We could make these. Yeah, we could. It was very fun.
Yes, that was Saturday night.
And more giveaways. We didn't win anything.
We weren't winners we won in enjoyment.
We won in enjoyment and visiting with our friends
and then meeting new friends. So Mom had met Shelly, who's on Instagram, and I don't think she has a Flosstube. And I got to meet her, and she was lovely. We got to meet Emmy's daughter, Lexi. We got to see our friends that we haven't seen in a long time. We got to see Heidi. Hi, Heidi. And Heather, her daughter.
And Karen, who we always...
And Karen, who's always so sweet. And I'm sure I'm missing people.
Yeah.
But it was lovely. And everyone was really understanding of Jensen being there and really sweet about it. Oh. And
so one thing that was exciting, that Debbie had set a goal. She got a counter for finishes, and she set a goal for the weekend that we would have, amongst the 250 women, there would be 50 finishes. Well, it ended up being 74 finishes.
what?
Yeah, she texted me. Yeah.
Wow!
74, go girl! She said there was a race at the end.
Oh no.
Oh, look at that. That looks nice.
Does it come out of the carpet? Good girl.
It's a good kind of slime.
I put them to bed.
And you put them to bed.
Nice, little dinosaurs. Yeah.
I think that, and you already saw what we stitched.
Right.
So now we're going to show you what we purchased.
Well,
go ahead, Kris. Go
sure.
hog wild.
So,
Oh, wait. Okay, you got it.
what?
What are you going to show first?
Well, I don't know.
Why don't you show what we got at from Shepherd's Bush?
Okay.
So we got these cute little bags.
Oh, wait, there needs to be something in there. Here they go.
Oh my gosh, I think these are different things.
Yeah, there are different sayings on each one.
Did they say why they were different? Why they were there? I don't know.
They're just
It says, when pockets were first added to women's clothing in 1913, a Paris reporter wrote, it's all over the men's superiority over women. Pockets are indeed indispensable, and they come in 2 types, patch and set-in. Huh. There you go.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Fun
Okay,
facts
so
by all.
what we got in that bag from them, besides the
Where's my zipper pull we
pull.
made?
anyway, we got a brand new, just for the retreat, exclusive bag designed by Terry. It's on a brown, and it says peace.
And
then we
3 or 4 people finished it like that night.
I know, and they say people finish this right too. And this is designed by Tina. It's called Hope.
And then the finishing
And
materials.
then the finishing materials. They didn't put the fabric because everyone stitches on different things.
Which is true.
Where is my, here it is. And then this is,
We had the zipper pull just like the pieces, and then they taught us how to make it.
right, and so this is,
Say you'll remember.
and it had a little sheep on it.
For a shepherd's bush.
The shepherd's bush. Isn't that sweet? And now we know how to do it. So that was amazing gifts from our designers. Not to mention being part of the history and actually, you know, talking with them. And we went to Shepherd's Bush so much they liked Jensen visiting.
Thankfully. We missed the lamb though. She brought a lamb into the store.
Oh no, I didn't know
I
that.
was like, Jensen would have loved that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay, then
Okay.
I got a chart from Shepherd's Bush that I'm going to do in the Shepherd's Bush colors, and that's called Sam's Socks, Shorts, and Such. I don't know if you remember, I did Santa Claus's clothes hanging on a clothesline, and then they got me this 14 count Blue Whisper Ada.
Which is not a color you have.
It was not a color I had, and it's what they did the model on. So,
Or close to it.
that's the same fabric, it just was in the, they did a different count.
Yeah. We also saw that they were out of, there's an Easter one,
Yeah, that was so cute.
which is like Peter Rabbit's laundry line. It is really cute. Chris has to do it at some point.
And this is
Thank you.
Christmas Joys by Shepherd's Bush. So obviously we wanted to kind of get Shepherd's Bush. Isn't that cute? There's a number of these.
We saw a model of that.
We saw-
That's why you loved it.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Which their shop is not short on models,
Oh my
to
gosh.
say the least.
No, and we got another bag to do ourselves.
Yeah,
And
and I
that's-
love this one.
Jingle,
The mini bag.
the mini bag. This I bought from a vendor.
And then the buttons. Can you show the buttons that go with it?
Isn't this cute? Okay, and then we bought a spare if we want to do it. And that's Bird. Oh, we bought the buttons too. Put this in. Bird. And here's the button. So. And then they also had the free chart, but with the buttons. The boys are back in town. I can't stand this. I have to do this like immediately. Is that not adorable? And then the buttons are all the little guys. Let's see that. Okay, that's that.
I got a few surprises for our friends.
Yeah, we can't show you right now. And then we got Travel Together by Jeanette Douglas Designs. You turned it into purple. We got, these are Travel Together. This is number 1 and number 2. So there's, is this a Needlework Market release?
I have no idea.
I don't know, there's one. And
I
there's
love this
the
one.
map with the airplane. Isn't that beautiful?
I can't wait to get the kids' passports
Yeah.
and take them all over the world just like my mom did.
Yep. Oh, I got this at Shepherd's Bush
You
too.
did.
Just another little mouse I needed for my collection. I had not seen that one before. It's called Mouse's Snow Day.
Now there's no more snow days, just e-learning days.
Okay, So then there were some vendors. Oh, I got one more little piece.
Oh yeah, we couldn't resist.
I could not resist this.
This was where we were looking in the spring section.
Yeah, it was a yellow and white gingham linen of some count. But, okay, then we went to another vendor. And does she have B-U
Like
needlework, like the sheep. And I got these two well, one is a book, the Hello Santa book. From Teresa
do you
Kogut.
like Santa? Oh, Jency likes Santa.
And then the Brenda Gervais Summer Trio, which has strawberries, because I do like strawberries.
That's where he's tail.
Okay, then.
Okay. We're gonna see if Jensen cooperates. These are more things that Kris bought.
Oh.
We just hadn't separated it out. Okay, so this is
That's that I worked on.
strawberries.
That was from the freebie table.
Christmas strawberries. Oh, Maisie's got her stuff. From the freebie table. It's Mayberries.
Mayberries.
Sal. If you want to do some berries in May. Then everyone got these. Look how gorgeous. Did you bring the box?
Yep.
We also got a little, what is it?
Like a Notions box?
Notions box. Look, it says Stitch West. And it's Chicks and Stitches. So look at that. Bum ba da bum bum. So cool. And then Kris is going to do this in the
Shepherd's Bush way.
Yeah, Shepherd's Bush way. Cricket
Colorway.
collection summer. I mean, it is so pretty. When we saw it at Shepherd's Bush, it was so pretty. And then Kris got this fabric. This is
Fabrics by Stephanie.
BU Needleworks. That was in the room. A 1/4 yard, 16 count pomegranate.
Fabrics by Stephanie.
Fabrics by Stephanie. Then this is another Fiber on a Whim 18 count smoky quartz.
That looked practical.
It's a little dark. Actually, it's not that dark. Shakespeare's Peddlers 20 count mushroom soup. We were debating on stitching over one on this to get like a nice tiny, because we were just saying all weekend how beautiful the tiny things are.
Yeah.
So those are all Kris. And then I picked out, or no, this is you too?
They're both yours.
But yeah. I picked out a 16 count. This is Live and Die LA. Evergreen Dew. Which is a really pretty, and this one, oh, this one's called Easter Grass. 16 count, 1/4. I mean, can you see that? It is so beautiful, so modeled. I just want to stitch all the things on it. Love it, love it, love it.
Wait, where's your gold shiny one?
It should be in my bag right here.
Oh, okay.
Let's Live and Die LA. Okay. Oh, I know what that green one's for. Okay. And then our sweet Heidi made us our Texas thread beds. She is so, so sweet. And her daughter made us coasters. I'm not sure I put those at this exact moment. And then, let's see, do I have anything else I need to show you? Okay, Alexa's going to start a long dog sampler on her birthday, July 1st, which is also our friend Sarah's birthday, July 1st. Wow. So, and Emmy from Mission Stitch has been working on Saga by Long Dog Sampler, and it's like one of my favorite things to see the progress. She stitches on it every single day in the morning. And I just got a bee in my bonnet about it. And I said, you know what? Let me just find one and I'll start it. You know, I should start it now when I'm 35. Because it's going to take me a lifetime, you know, to do it. So I picked out Tap Dancer, which I'm not going to put a picture in here, but we're going to start July 1st, a Long Dog Sampler starting Sal. So that's why I have this color, because I'm going to do tone on tone. And this is Tropical Waters from Live and Die LA.
And I'm gonna do
And then Kris said, if you're doing it, I'm doing it.
from Live and Die LA.
Live and Die LA. This fabric is called Silver Lining, and she got the thread called Mystic Quest. It was a Retreat exclusive. You guys.
It did turn purple.
Okay, and I think that's pretty much everything.
I got 2 more pieces of fabric.
Ooh, an opal.
An opal for like
Sleigh bells.
Christmas something.
And zombie. Oh, we got this for Haunted Mansion.
Yeah. I've been struggling to replace my fabric with that.
I told you to just take it out and turn it. Rip out the bottom and turn it, remember?
Oh yeah, you did.
It's okay.
Forgot about that. Well,
You
I
have
got
more
zombie.
than enough Halloween things that you are gonna stitch on. So we went a little hog wild. And by we, I mean Kris. And then I also bought this color, which isn't this so pretty?
It's very pretty.
Peachy Keen. I might
that
use
the
it
name
as
of
an
it, Peachy
accent. It is called Peachy Keen. It is.
Cool.
And so Jensen did great on his first retreat. We had so much fun. Thank you to Deb and Kev for just throwing the best retreat ever.
Yeah.
It was
And the best people come. We had so much fun.
Oh, it's just so relaxing, so magical. We love it.
Yeah.
And we are signed up for fall.
We are.
And we
Tiny
paid.
Artists. And we paid.
And we paid, I think. And that's with Tiny Modernist, so that's exciting. And we'll be at StitchCon Weekend B. And
I'm going to Annabella's All Things Disney in May.
Yes,
Yes,
he's going to another one. I will be in Disney that week as well, unintentionally at the same time. And I think that's all we have to say.
Victoria's hosting taking care of a bachelorette party for her sister-in-law this upcoming weekend.
In like, yeah,
In
I'll
like
be in an airport
tomorrow morning.
12 hours. Yeah. You want to know if I've packed? The answer is no. Did I pack my children to come to Mimi's house? Yes, I did.
Yay! Okay.
All right, we hope that you stitch. Oh, and I'm going to bring stitching on the plane, and I'm going to stitch. We hope you stitch as much as you want or as little as you want. And we'll see you in our next video. Bye.